Alright, today I'll be showing you how to depopulate things, mostly for precious metal. First, I'm going to start with this right here. I'm not 100% sure what it was. I personally went depopulate it, but if you see right there, that silver square with the gold outline is a gold band oscillator. So that is gold plus the precious metals in an oscillator. So I think that would be silver and palladium or platinum. Then you see there's an IC chip right there, or a flat pack. Same thing there and there. And then there's all this gold flashing. And then on the back there's all of these. So I'm not going to do anything to it. But this right here, if I remove all this metal, I think it could go as probably high-grade peripheral board on boardsort.com. I'll put the link in the description for them, or their price sheet or something like that. It's the first board we're looking at today. Next one is this right here. This has a BGA style chip. What I have found that'll work is you get a heat gun. Like this is cheap, only 20 bucks. I'm not gonna fire it up since I have the GoPro work. I don't want it to glitch out or anything. So all you do is hold it pretty close to it, and after a few minutes the solder will melt, or maybe not even that long. Alright, and there's this cover over here. There's a few ways you can remove that, but I'm just gonna get the side courtesy. I pinched it on the corner, and I'm just gonna peel all this back, see what's happening underneath. And as you can see, it's just one flat pack. Alright, now this right here, I'm not sure what it is from. I think it's from like a DVR box type thing. But this one, I am gonna depopulate. You see, I have that gold corner BGA right there that I will use the heat gun on, probably off camera. And then on the back, there's not too much. It looks like some diodes, and then really small around that area, really around the whole back, there's tantalum capacitors. See right there. You can sell those to boardsort.com. They are their own category, or you can leave them on and it'll like upgrade the board. So all you need to take off the flat packs and IC chips and stuff that have the legs, it's a simple razor blade, kind of like this. Then you just cut the legs. That's what I found to work best for me on these kind of IC chips. If you have something that works better for the IC chips or the BGAs, please drop it in the comments, since what I found to work for the BGAs, I'm sure other people don't use that. I know for some of them you can just pry them off with like a regular flathead screwdriver. Okay, there we go. This is why you wear gloves, in case the blade slips. And also you don't want to get lead poison, because oftentimes, especially with older boards, the solder on it is lead. Alright, here we go. Just a simple flat pack. Oh, that's not good. Just now realized somehow the connector got super glued onto my workbench. Alright, and I didn't realize this, but right here is a crystal band oscillator. I didn't realize, not a crystal band, a gold band oscillator. I didn't realize it, but that's what that was right there. I'm not sure what this right here is. It says PCA. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off. If you know what it is, just drop it in the comments. The legs are a little too thick for the razor on this one. It'll cut through, but not very quick, so I'm gonna put that one down. Right, here's a laptop motherboard. Now, I removed the chips on this because at the time I didn't know a whole lot about board sorts, so it's no longer considered a laptop motherboard. So right here, looks like there's an inductor, so that has some copper in it. I'll go ahead and try to pull that off. Yep, there we go. Came off real easy. So there's a tiny bit of copper. And these two and this are also inductors. And then right where the RAM is, those slots will probably have gold in them, I'm assuming. And then on the back, there's a gold corner BGA. So I'll melt that one off. There's just a BGA style chip. Then a bunch of flat packs. So, and then diodes, just all the stuff, really. Now, this is kind of like a slot processor type thing from a projector. Now, you see, for that chip right there, it's inside of this case type thing. Now, all you have to do is get like a flat head, go into one of the corners, and pry it up, and it comes out, no problem. So it's just a flat pack IC. I think it's running for like $12 a pound on board sort. Alright, so that right there is Goldfinger, so that runs for $75 a pound on board sort if you close cut it. So right there, I might leave it on and depopulate the board, or I'll just take that off and have it separately. Alright, set that over there. Now this also came from that same projector, and we have a lot going on right here. So right here, one of those large flat packs, do what we just showed you, and pry that up. Okay, another one of those flat packs, and then a whole lot more of these IC chips, and right here's a MOSFET. So these are actually copper on the inside, or I should say not the inside, but that little piece of metal right there is copper. So I'm gonna peel those off. Alright, those are all the MOSFETs. Let's see here. Alright, here looks like sort of like a EEPROM situation where the IC chip isn't actually connected to the board. And sometimes the little things it goes into, they're right here, will actually be gold connectors. Now this time it's not, but sometimes they will be. So I'm gonna just pop those out. And now all these flat packs I'll take off. Alright, so now I can just wiggle it off until the connectors break. Or it's easier to just... Yep, there we go. So, another IC chip. I'll do the same for all the rest of them. Now, these little things right here appear to be ceramic capacitors. Go grab a bucket of those real quick. Alright, so all these little blue, red, sometimes they're black, yellow, orange. They can be pretty much any color. They contain silver. And then here's MLLCs. I think that's how you say it. They're all these rectangular things. They contain silver, platinum, and palladium. So that's a lot of precious metals. Okay, here. This one looks like it was a Wi-Fi router situation. And then right there is a crystal oscillator. So I'll go ahead and take that off. All you need is channel locks for that. It'll just come straight off. Now, of course, there's other styles of that, such as this. That's also a crystal oscillator. And then that's a toroid. Forgot to mention that. That's usually aluminum, but it can be copper. Okay, right here, those are the Ethernet ports. Those have gold pins inside of them. So I'll see if I can break off this metal box around them. That's not happening. I think it's soldered onto the board. So that's not gonna work. But here's some more IC chips. I'll go ahead and remove those. Alright, so the legs on these might be a little too thick for the razor blade. I might get them later, but the razor blade won't get everything, but it'll get a lot. So I'll set this over here. Here's another one. if I'm right, I think this was from maybe a DVR box or a router. Maybe a projector. That might have been what it was. So I'll go ahead and remove these two IC chips. They're on the stands. And then there's another Gold Corner BGA. So right here there's a lot of gold flashing, so I'm not 100% sure if I want to depopulate the board, because at board sort, if I remove some of the junk, so like that plastic right there, maybe that and all that plastic, I think it could go for maybe low telecom or high grade peripheral, something like that. So I might leave that together. Alright, right there was a Gold Corner BGA, but then I used my heat gun, so I took that off. And you'll notice there's a lot of gold flashing. So like right there, there. Looks like under that oscillator, around the screw holes. Then on the other side, right there is where I got the gold band oscillator. And those are gold connector ends. Or something like that. This here, I'm pretty sure was from a projector. Just based on the different ports and stuff that are right there. So, that's almost all of them. Okay, let's see, we already did that. Right here, a full motherboard. See, with these, if you don't depopulate them at all, there's a whole bunch of different categories on boardsort.com for them. So you might want to just send them there so you don't have to do all the work of depopulating. But I'll walk you through what's on there. See, these pins right here are gold. I think that one is too. Then this is where the RAM was, so that's probably gold. There's a Gold Corner BGA, regular BGA, and then right there, there's a whole lot of gold pins, small ones. There's oscillators, all kinds of stuff, inductors, and on the back, it's empty. There's just all the solder. So I might just sell this as is, or maybe not. Since my scrapyard only pays shred for circuit boards, it wouldn't be very practical to send everything to board sort. Okay, right here, this is from a microwave, and I think that's a relay, which has silver contacts. If I'm able to get it off the board. Nope. Since it's filled with resin, I don't think it's a relay, but split the board in half. Right there, there's a ceramic capacitor. I'll grab that real quick. And a fuse. So that's dirty brass at some scrap yards. Let's see. I might have a circuit board with a relay to show you what I'm talking about. Yep, right here. These two black boxes are relays. So I'm going to remove these connectors so I have less stuff to work with. Alright, now that the connectors are off, all you need to do is get your channel locks, grab it, and then pull. Alright, so this one essentially busted open whenever I was pulling it off, so I'll go ahead and open this one up for y'all, show y'all what's inside. You just need to crack open the plastic and the rest should come off. There we go. So right there, silver contact, there's another one. So there's two of those and copper. So it's all, and then there's ceramic capacitor on that. That's really all. There are more silver contained devices.